Week 9, Day 5, when discussing exponents, how to calculate exponents. So let's say we had A as a base, right? And let's say we had B as an exponent. And we know that an exponent tells us how many times to multiply the base by itself. So if our exponential term here was 5 to the fourth power, then that would mean that we would have to say 5 times 5 times 5 times 5. Okay, so we would take first 5 times 5 and we get 25. Then we take that number and multiply it by 5 and we get 125. And then we take that number and multiply it by 5 and we get 625. So we can conclude that 5 to the fourth power equals 625. There are three different laws that we learned when operating with exponents. We have the product law, the quotient law, and the power law. The product law is when two exponential terms are multiplied, the exponents have to be added. So if we have a to the sixth power times a to the seventh power, then we have to take our two exponents and we have to add them together. And in this case, we get 13. So our final answer would be a to the 13th power. Quotient law is when two exponential terms are divided, the exponents have to be subtracted. So if we had a to the 8th power divided by a to the 3rd power, then we'd have to take our two exponents here and subtract 3 from 8, and we'd get 5. So our final answer here would be a to the 5th power. The power law is when a power is being raised to another power, the two exponents are multiplied. So if we had a to the 4th power, all raised to the 3rd power, then we'd have to take our two exponents here and multiply them to get the product of 12, and our final answer would be a to the 12th power. Now there is a special law here that is called the negative law, and that is when a base is being raised to a negative power, it changes to a fraction under the number 1. Okay, so let's see an example. If I had a to the negative 2nd power, then in order for me to make it positive, I will have to take this entire exponential term and put it under 1, which would then take that negative 2 and transform it into a positive 2. And so my final answer would be here 1 over a to the 2nd power. And that is how you perform operations with exponents.